Okay, so I just posted my October recap video and now I want to do a November TBR video. I'm really ambitious this month, so we're gonna see how this goes. We have some thick boys in here. So yeah, let's dive into it. So the first book I have on my list is my introduction to dark romance, and I'm really diving in the deep end with Haunting Adeline. Obviously I see this all over Book Talk, so excited to get into it. Next up is Lightlark by Alexaster. I've been following this author for a little while. I've been working with authors and I was curious on like the marketing that she did for this book, which is really well done because I can honestly tell you in like one sentence what it's about. It's 6 rulers coming together to fight their deadly curses, and there's like enemies to lovers, there's fantasy, there's like a Hunger Games aspect. And so I'm really interested in kind of what this is going to be like. And also I have Night being pre-ordered, so excited for that. And then I had like this little book, but what really sold me on this was not only the fact that it's going to be Miyazaki's last film with Studio Ghibli, it's also kind of like this cozy read while you're staring out a rainy window. Like that's how it was described to me, and I'm like, you sold me on this. It's a classic Japanese coming-of-age novel about a young man searching for his purpose in the world. Will speak to readers at many different stages of life. So really interested to dive into this. The next book I kind of started, but I didn't end up getting all the way through, but it is a really good book. This was written, I believe, in 2004, and essentially it covers ambition in women's lives. I've read a couple of female empowerment books, so this kind of has a different lens than what I've seen before. It's written by Anna Fells. So I could also do a separate video on like women empowerment books, but this is one that I want to get back into. Oh, and I didn't even share, so How Do You Live is by Genzaburo Yoshino, by the way. I didn't even say the author. And then this book has come into my life at different stages when I've gone to like bookshops. And I've never been in a place where I like wanted to dive into this or wanted to purchase it. I also was a broke college student, but it is thick. It's also like a mixed media type of deal, which I haven't had too much experience with, but I love the concept of it. Like, look at that. But I'm also intimidated because it's just, again, a thick boy. So I saw someone just finish reading this book and they said it was really good, really spooky. The concept is a house is bigger on the inside than it is on the outside. So there's just like this weird like mystery, like things are not as they seem. So definitely ready to dive into that. And then I also have 2 other books that are ebooks. So I'm reading Hollow Places by Tkingfisher, which is a spooky read that I did not get to last month because it was on a really long wait list in Libby, and the recommendation I got for this was that it will keep you up at night, which for me, as somebody who has dove into horror this last year, that's definitely a way to sell me. And then finally, the last book is It Girl by Ruth Ware. Now, this book I've seen like mixed reviews on Goodreads. I try not to read the reviews before I jump into a book. But this one was actually part of a book club that I'm a part of that's local to me. And so they were reading this earlier in the summer, so I wanted to circle back around to this book. But kind of wondering how it's going to end up being. It's supposed to be a claustrophobic spine tingler, which is, I'm not sure what that means at all. But it's a mystery book. And so just kind of curious how that's going to be. But that's my November TBR, and we're going to... I don't know if we're going to stitch this video, but like we're going to come back and we're going to see where we're at the end of the month, because I'm honestly curious how many of these books I'm going to get through and if I end up incorporating mood reads. So we'll see.